There's a passion inside. Heaven knows I'm living my dream.
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Gab Fest. And we are on your every Thursday show, Talk with Joan.
Well, there's day and Thursday. I'm just putting that out.
Yeah, so it's Thursday today. It is Talk with Joan, and I am yet your host again, Evangelique, in her place. I'm a stand-in host for Joan. Thank you so much for the opportunity yet again to host the Gab Fest. And with me today, by now you should know the goals. We have Anka.
Whoop whoop! It is I.
And Jess.
Yay! Hello everybody. Bow, thank you.
Wow, Jess, your hair looks so nice.
Thank you. It's so nice to wake up and just go. Like you don't have to like hoy and
Yeah, because today, guys, the conditioner was just not working.
Say I if you had hair problems this morning. Say I.
Let's
We
learn
do
from
envy you.
Jess. Let's learn from Jess. Okay, but thank you so much for joining us today. And shall we jump right into it? How was your guys' week, though?
My week has been very hectic, as you may know. So we've been really planning things. We've been because there was birthdays upon birthdays for us, and so we're just trying to. And last week we were speaking so proudly about year-end fatigue, and we're there as well. So
And how to fix it, but we haven't done it yet.
You know, this is on-the-job training. So yeah, it's been an amazing week for me so far. But before we go further, I just want to say, guys, if you are watching and you have any comment, drop it in the comment section. We'd like to hear from you.
Even your advice.
Yes.
yeah, guys, you drop it. You drop it like it's hot. I think I've had a good week, but just a really busy one. You know, it was just one of those weeks where everybody wants their things now. You've got to submit now. You've got to be there now. So I'm hoping that this weekend will just be a now-free weekend. But we're all right.
We're all good.
We're all good.
We're all good. My week was also, funny moments, but down and then up and then down and then up and. Well, Anka's with me every day.
So we don't.
I'm with her.
We don't have separate experiences. We just have
what
shared
she
ones. Like what she said. I'm with her.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and we are going to jump right into it. I wanted to ask you guys. Last week we were speaking about the Black Friday.
Yes.
And we were saying we had all the stats and everything, and I wanted to know, where have you guys fell in now that tomorrow is Black Friday?
So, I mean, we wanted to get a TV, but because we're moving in January, I don't think it's going to happen because, some of these Black Friday specials, they make it seem like, oh my word, the world's going to end. It's going to be 50% off. You get there, the TV's just like $1,000 less and it's like, So I don't know. But then the clothes, guys, I'm dying.
I was
don't
saying
know.
Shein. Did you see Shein's Black Friday sale?
But
Hectic.
that is my problem. You know why? Because these things have been costing this price the whole year round.
Yeah,
but
now it says Black Friday.
Just because it says Black Friday and this is big hype, like you said, it's the end of the world and the publicity for it. I mean, if we just have to take any brand, any brand that gets shoved in your face constantly, you get it. In the beginning, you're like, I don't really need it. And then later, that looks enticing. I think that is the psychology behind this. Because the whole year it costs that
I'm laughing
much.
because me and Anka's always saying how cheap we are now. So yesterday we were walking and we're like, let's go see, because this girl is standing with this tray and she has all these shoes on a tray and she's like, there's a sale inside, it's Black Friday sale. And we go in and we literally lifted the shoe, looked at the price and we said, is this the sale price? And then we're like, nee.
I think our problem is, and especially mine is, I know where to get it cheaper. Like my philosophy in Joburg is, you can always get it cheaper. The first price is never, even the second price. I've always gotten things cheaper, and I go to
And the funny thing
the lowest.
is, with Joburg, there's so many Chinatowns around, and you see certain clothes in an actual shop, in a mall, especially shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, but that shoe is 120 rand at Chinatown.
So I thought I was the only one who saw that. And it's the worst if you've already bought the expensive one and then you get to Chinatown and see the cheaper one.
You see, this is why we window shop in the shopping mall
Yeah.
for what we might want to see. But
What's in fashion.
what's in fashion. And yesterday, the exact same shoe, exact same color. I'm like, let me just check for interest sake. It's 400 rand. I get it for 160, literally. And I can get it in all colors. I can literally get it in all colors. So I'm like, guys, please, I know we're not all street savvy, but for us out there, at least, be apologetic about it. Make the price at least reasonable. Because I do understand with shops in malls, they have to pay more prices. And they have to pay the
Rent.
There's all these things and the workers and all of that. I do understand that. But guys, at least make a shop that catered to us. I'm just saying.
There is.
But I'm saying that we don't have to drive so far. I have to drive 45 minutes.
Boutique.
There is. You're right.
I am officially making it my mission. I'm going to shop with you guys because I'm the worst. Because I like if I'm going to a khonchi, it must be a khonchi that has the things I want. Not everything is
look
plastic.
cheap.
Yeah, it mustn't.
So we've scouted out a couple of things because we were a couple of shows back we were talking about the struggles of where you are in your marriage now and do you compare yourself and you always want nice things,
deep things.
and then you realize you can have nice things, just lower your standards. What I mean by that is that usually nice things are defined by the price tag. Nice things are defined by, I must have a 10,000 rand mirror. No, you don't. You can have a 300 rand mirror and it can look exactly the same. Just be willing
Chances
to
are it's the same manufacturer anyway.
Have you ever noticed, and sorry if I'm not allowed to mention names, but I'm going to mention them anyway. Have you ever noticed that you've walked into Foschini or Truworths and if you go into Mr. Price, it's the exact same thing, the exact same style. But the one is just double the price. I've bought shoes by Mr. Price and I've had the exact same shoe be in Foschini.
No
I know
ways.
that happened with my... I bought a sandal recently and I bought it at Pep. And Anka's like, did you buy it from Edgar's? But I wasn't willing to pay the price. I'm like, they were 69 rand at Pep.
And they were 200 rand by Edgar's. So it's a matter of, you can have nice things, just lower your standards. Because Pep is out there. Shout out to Pep, they're not paying us. And there's all these other places. You must just know where you are financially, and then see that there are nice things out there. We are not defined by the price tag. And we all want nice. We also want to shop at home. And yes, when you do have that, then go there. But don't place yourself in a position that will later on make you struggle, like debt and all that. So just be wise.
But even shops in general, myself and my mother last month bought, those tables that where you lift it up and then there's blankets. You can put blankets inside, and then if you close it, it's a coffee table, side table.
Yeah.
So last month, myself and my mother bought them, and it was 217 rand 89 cents.
Let's be accurate.
Yes, let's be accurate.
Gotta add the cents.
Add the cents. We went on Tuesday. The exact same thing now is 380 rand 99 cents. But
It's Black Friday.
it's Black Friday, and then you're going to get it for 50% off, which then works out to the original price.
No
So
ways.
there's the other one. So she picked up a few sheets, and we know what we usually
Yes.
pay. And they just, the shame is just no shame. They just literally blacked it out
Use
with a permanent marker, but you
marker.
could still see the price.
And
Still see
put the
price.
more expensive price, and then now they're telling us on Black Friday it's going to be 50% off.
Yeah.
So
I think Black Friday makes sense if, let's say, for example, there's a big item that you really wanted, you've saved up for the whole year.
But you know
and
how much the original
you know
price
how much
is.
the original price is, and now you see, oh my word, there's, I don't know, it's going to be 25% off or 50% off. That makes sense. But
Then,
now, if it's going to cost slightly more than what it usually costs, then that means it's just like an exercise to get us all in the shops, And they are saying that the COVID, that the numbers are going up. Some people are like, the government is lying. Why did none of the COVID cases go up when the political rallies were happening? Why will it go up suddenly by Black Friday? And then you blame the people and then you lock down the country. But I just think, if it's just going to get everyone into the malls and it's just going to be chaos, it's not worth it.
But I'm just a little confused, going off on a different tangent. And I don't want to turn this into something
Political.
political. But
But
all
here
I-
we go.
all I want to say is that as the government, we're always trying to boost the economy. We're trying to make the economy go. And with all these lockdowns, that is literally what's killing the economy. That's literally what happened. Why food prices are double the prices. I mean, the other days we spoke about that before, but even yesterday when we were in the shops, the stuff were even more expensive. You're like, yo, what do you want from us? What do you want? Do you want our money in the correct way? Which way do you want our money? You know, we're just trying to live here. So if Black Friday is boosting the economy, then, you know, and they're allowing that, kudos to them. I'm just saying, guys out there, make wise decisions, make wise financial decisions, because also, if you're paying that thing and it is 25% off, let's just say it is 25% off, it is a sale and all of that, don't go buying it on credit, because that defeats the sale. Because you're just going to pay interest on your credit. Just make wise decisions.
Yeah, really make. And like Jess was saying, know what the price was before.
Yeah.
Because you could be buying something that's 1,000 rand because it's Black Friday, but its actual price is 800 rand, and next week it's going to be 800 rand again. Because keep in mind, after Black Friday, the sales don't go away.
Those stocks lost.
So
Yeah, and in January, those January sales after the whole festive season are usually like insane. You get like 75% off anyway.
Those sales are for real though, because they're really trying to move the stock. Because remember, they've spiked the prices for December and everyone. And I know a couple of people that are really, really cool about their Christmas gifts. They get it
I
right
was
in the-
about
right
to
in
say
January.
now, I buy my Christmas decorations
In
in
January.
January.
Because then you pay real Black Friday prices.
As I write down those tips from Vange, buy Christmas decor.
These are
in Jan.
life hacks for people who's just trying to navigate life and have all the finer things in life.
Yeah. Okay, so moving along. This week, Jess sent me something so interesting, right? But I had no idea who she was speaking about. But then she said, girl, go read the caption. And I read the caption. Jess, do you want to share?
Guys, okay, so I don't know if everybody knows Titi Mba. He became famous because he was one of the cast members on Living the Dream with Somizi. And also he's a very well-known real estate agent, and he's got a couple of companies really well off to do, and also just like, you know, everyone knows him as a celeb in the streets. Cool. So his family is the Mba family. So he posts this really cute post. Sorry, guys, I'm showing you from my phone. But he shows this really cute post of his family, right? Super cute. And then this was the caption. It was actually going to be a giveaway. And here's what he said. Woo! Alrighto. The Mba family would like to host the family for a pre-Christmas lunch on Saturday, the 4th of December at their favorite restaurant somewhere in Jozi. All you have to do is post a pic with your family on your own page telling us why you deserve to have pre-Christmas lunch with us, and include the hashtag Mba family. This is not an ad, but our own way of spreading family love before Christmas. The lucky family will be announced on Saturday the 27th of December. So, you know, Twitter weighed in, right? So the issue was not the gesture. The issue was the word deserve. Deserve.
What makes you deserve to have lunch
So
with us?
someone said, and I'm assuming this is che, tse, sis, or che. Yay. First, we must apply for jobs in this country. Now we must all send an application to eat with Titi's family. What a time to be alive. Then somebody else said, I think it's badly worded because phew, and tell us why you'd like to have lunch with us. But lucky family. There was another one. I'm just trying to find it. Okay, another tweet said, I could be wrong, but the post clearly states to spread love. Why am I sensing negative vibes here? I think he meant motivate why your family should join their family for pre-Christmas lunch. He can't take everyone to lunch. Okay, that was the one comment. Where is this other one? Yeah. So there was just that back and forth on Twitter. What do you guys think? Oh. And then after the things on Twitter.
Everybody went wild on Twitter.
So then he removed the caption entirely. So now we don't know if the pre-Christmas lunch is still going to happen.
No, the giveaway is gone now. It's just been...
And interestingly, on Twitter, there was so much negativity about it. But if you read all the comments on the post,
On
They were really,
Instagram.
I mean, on Instagram, yeah. They were really positive. People were like, oh, this is so cool. I'm entering. Someone was like, my mom passed away. I'd love to enter just to like spend time with you guys as a family. So with that being said, what do you guys think?
I personally think I don't think they meant ill when they did it. I don't think he really put so much thought behind the word deserve, and I don't think he thought that people would pick that one word now. And maybe he just couldn't, for lack of a better word, that's the word he used. He couldn't like think
English
of,
was not his first language.
yeah, you know. So maybe that was just his thought behind it and something that he meant. I don't know the family. I'm just trying to be sort of devil's advocate here and try to see the other side, because there's always two sides to any story when you post
True.
something. And they were trying to, I mean, I'm paying for somebody else's lunch. I don't mean like that, but also I do mean it. So like it is a competition, because we like we said, we can't take everyone to lunch. So why you? So I think if you were to place, just throw it out there, if you were to replace the word deserve, what word would you then use? Why you should?
Can I be? I've done this. I understand he wants to share love, right? I would have posted a picture of my family and then said something. Sorry, the kids just had breakfast. Mama app.
Congratulations on having breakfast.
They
guys.
just
Look at us being
had
savvy out here. Mama app, the kids
the
just had
mama
breakfast.
Sorry, so my phone is making a noise. So I was saying, this is how I would have put it. You're somebody that's well off, right?
Yeah.
And you want to spread Christmas love. I would have said, guys, please nominate a family.
Sure.
During COVID, things have not been financially stable, but so they don't have the means to have the normal Christmas lunch that they usually have. Nominate a family. We would like to take them out for lunch, just to continue a Christmas spirit. Then I would have been like, oh, okay. But this is for anybody. And let's keep in mind, giveaways is usually given, they go through your Instagram. How many followers do you have? Let's be honest, giveaways are not real giveaways, because I'm doing a giveaway to get more scope.
True.
So what
Sorry, guys, I
things
tried.
influencers do is, if you enter, they go through your Instagram, they see the kind of post you post, they see how many followers you have, your interaction and everything. Because remember, they're doing this for more followers,
True.
for more interaction and all those things. So I think when he says deserve, it's how every influencer says, what makes you deserve this foundation?
Yeah.
They're using Christmas family lunch, this is just my opinion, as, now tell me why you deserve to eat with us. My mind goes to, you think, yes, money gives a lot, but because you have the money, you're making it sound like, because I'm rich, what makes you deserve sitting at the same table as me? That's how it comes across to me. It doesn't sound like he was looking for another word, because if you read his caption, it's the same like going on Google when you read giveaway caption. That's the same.
Okay.
I've had
So-
I
lots
didn't
of.
know people actually Google that.
I've had a lot of giveaways.
Like a template for a,
template
giveaway.
for giveaways.
Yeah.
Those kind
But
of
but
things.
this is my thing, guys. We live in 2021. Literally everything you can Google. There's literally, yesterday we were sitting, you were looking for a dress, you saw, and we were like, what's the material? Okay, that's the material. And literally just by saying mirror dress, the dress came up. So there's literally anything that you can Google, first of all. Second of all, we live in an age of cancel culture. You need to be so sensitive to what you say. Make sure that it's politically correct, it's socially correct, it's everything correct when you do say it. But on the other hand, I do agree with Vange, because we've done quite a bit of research on how to grow your Instagram accounts, how to, forge yourself on social media and all of that. And that is true. People, even if you're looking at, I want to become an influencer. No, you can't just become an influencer, because you have to have interaction on your account. You have to have proper followers and proper followers on your account and all of that stuff. So there is a certain strategy that you do use. And unfortunately, he does tick those boxes of that, not him, but the actual post does tick
ticks
the boxes of, okay, how can we expand our social
page,
media. And the
yeah.
trouble is he used a sort of like charity kind of lunch Christmas.
Yes.
That's the trouble.
He's making it sound like
Yeah.
charity.
So if he just came out and said we'd like to gift someone with a Christmas gift, what makes you deserve it? That would have been different.
No, still, what makes you deserve a Christmas lunch?
No,
Everybody
not a
deserves
lunch.
a Christmas
I'm
lunch.
not saying a Christmas lunch, but I'm saying a gift, just a gift.
Yeah.
Like you would have said a foundation. What makes you deserve the
Yes.
foundation? So if you'd use something more, but a Christmas lunch suggests family time.
It suggests,
you know,
remember, human and object.
yes,
You
it's-
can't use the same lingo.
You
Yeah,
can't.
I like what Van said about maybe he could have said, because shame, man, maybe the intentions were good, and there's nothing worse than intending to do something good and then it just
You
goes
just go around.
Anyway.
It's
like the
wow.
wrong direction. Maybe they could have used words like nominate a family, or say we're inviting a special family to come and join us for a pre-Christmas lunch. In order to be the lucky family, this is what you need to do. Tell us what's happened to your family this year, or tell us what has been the toughest challenge that your family has gone through, and you can come and join
But
us.
then that's also, see, remember, now you're asking people to be personal. Then
They
I
were
would have
already
said,
getting personal,
no, but I
Dan.
mean
Yeah.
in terms of why I deserve it. So
The
you were
deserve word
saying,
is, yeah.
but what I'm saying is, if I am somebody that's been struggling, I would have then also reworded it. DM me your story.
That's a cool, yeah.
Because now I'm putting all my washing on your Instagram page that has how many followers for a lunch.
Yo, but Vange, they were going in, hey, like families were talking about this happened to us, this happened, and this is still before he removed it. So they were all talking about their things, and then some people were talking about other people's families, but a lot of people were talking about what their families went through. And it was really touching to see that despite the wording, people did respond. But you're right, perhaps it should have been a DM us your story or email it to wherever. That could have also worked.
Also on the other spectrum, I think people have an innate need to want to be not seen but noticed and recognized. So sometimes, everybody, why are celebrities? Because they actually have followers and fans, because people actually sort of idolize these people. And then they have a need to be seen, or like there's a chance to sit next to them or just spend it. Because people I wonder what it is like a day in their lives. I wonder. So people there is that desire there. So I think I agree with you. I see what you're saying, and I do acknowledge that. But if he just deflected or avoided the word deserve,
Yeah.
he would have avoided whatever was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just that
It
one
removed
word.
that caption so
Because
fast.
for me
Just that one
also,
word.
keep in mind, going further to what you're saying with people wanting to know, there's a negative side as well. Remember, your normal person sitting at home also wants fame. You just said now everybody wants to be an
Yes.
influencer. So you don't even know if those stories are legit, because if I get a chance to sit with someone famous and he tags me,
I get a few followers out of that.
tomorrow I could have my
I didn't
own
think of that.
reality show.
I didn't think
That's
of that.
why I'm saying be careful, say DM, you must think everything, what's the outcome?
True.
And this is my
Yeah.
other part where I say where I don't really think it was genuine, if I can be that person, is the fact that he removed the post afterwards and there's no longer a giveaway.
no.
That makes me suspect, because if it had been a giveaway, I would then maybe change the wording and take the deserving out, or repost it and say, guys, sorry about my wording, I didn't mean to sound so arrogant, because he is a celebrity in
Yeah.
terms of South African celebrity.
Done a little
But
bit of PR on his side.
yeah, and then just say, sorry
work.
for my use of wording, but this is what I really want to do. Let's go through with it. Let's forget about the word I used.
And sorry
let's
is-
go
yeah.
on and finish what we want to do. Let's
Yeah.
still spread some Christmas love. And there
Yeah.
we
And
go.
sorry is the hardest word to say on social media, because nobody wants to feel like, flip, we might have missed the mark with our wording or whatever. No one likes saying sorry on social media. Hey?
Also,
It's
just
hectic.
to be devil's advocate once again, I think certain people react differently, and especially when they don't have like PR managers or whatever. I don't know whether they have or not, but people react differently. So for them, it's like, yo, what did I do now? And they just retract completely, not knowing that it's causing more damage instead of saying something.
Yeah.
But the intention is just like, okay, I didn't now mean to cause this mess. Maybe if I take it off, it will just go away.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just making it worse, which is why a lot of these people have
There's screenshots.
So I say this again, we live in 2021, and whatever you put out on social media, there's always evidence somewhere. We were speaking about this yesterday in the car when we were busy, trying to go over a few things, and then there was this family that I used to watch. You can actually tell the story. I'm just going to introduce it. The Ace family, and they were big YouTubers and all of that, and they were involved in a couple of scandals or whatnot. But people followed these people, and then you were saying that they uploaded uncut.
Oh, Jesse actually showed me.
Yeah.
So what's the guy's name? Chase just showed me.
McBroom, the Ace family. What's
the Ace
McBroom's?
family? Austin.
Yeah, Austin McBroom.
I heard Lee, but I didn't see the mouth. So the Austin, he looks like this whole loving family man. Yeah, my kids, my wife, look here,
And
look
she's
how
so
good
gorgeous,
she
and I
is.
really
She's
love her.
Then they made a mistake and they posted the wrong video onto YouTube, and it was the unedited version. And already they have a lot of haters, but they have more lovers than haters. But after this video, things really changed for them as well, because they then deleted it, but obviously people already saved it and started posting it on their own channels.
What happened in the unedited?
In the unedited video, he's telling Catherine what to say word by word. And when she doesn't say it word by word, he does like, can you not get it right? But like rude and shouty and whatnot.
Right.
And
Are you serious?
Yes. And hold the dog like this. Don't hold the dog like that. And people were like, okay.
Behind the
so
scenes.
this YouTube is supposed to be like a reality show. But now the uncut version showed this whole new part of how he treats Catherine.
What the reality really is.
Because the way he speaks to Catherine, I'm telling you, if I was Catherine, I would have just done this. And everybody was shocked. Is this how he is? But there was people that came out and said, Austin is not this loving family man. As much as he does for his family, he's not as kind and always that, ooh, my baby. And that video, the way he spoke to Catherine was so ugly. But when he realized it, he removed it and just reposted the edited video. But it was too late, because everybody's pages already reloaded the unedited.
And the thing is, though, that it only needs to be there for a couple of seconds. That's it. Then it's done. So all I'm saying is, guys, make sure you can delete it, but it's already seen. People have already screenshotted it. People have already downloaded it. So it's always important to make sure that you live a proper life, so you don't have to edit it all the time.
Yeah, and the whole thing, just the conversations on Twitter were also around that aspect of what is real and what is not. Like, is everyone just trying the best that they can to promote a certain image, to get everyone to buy into whatever idea you want them to think of whoever, versus, some people were asking, why couldn't they invite people off social media and just go look for a family that they maybe wanted to?
Yes.
It's like everything, we just question the intentions of things. But personally, I think to remove whatever, like for example, you were saying the best thing that maybe they could have done was to say sorry guys, we didn't mean it like that, here's what we really wanted to do, but I guess,
or just reword the caption, take
or
the
just
deserve out. Because the picture is still there, but the caption is gone, the comments are still there.
And it shows you the power of one tiny little word, just one word.
But, guys, remember, he still has time to redeem himself. So he could just go pick any family and then just post, guys, since the last one caused such a big uproar, we've decided to pick a family of our own instead of you vying for one. And here's our special time together. So, wink, wink. There's an idea. Wink, wink.
Okay. Sorry. Moving along. Chase.
This topic is heavy.
I'm looking at you because I'm waiting for a spec. I'm waiting for Chase's famous saying, until South Africa takes the speck out of their own eye.
Where's my mirror?
I'm waiting for that. Okay. So, Jess, just explain what is today the start of the gender-based violence. Just explain the whole
Sure.
before we get into the story.
So, according to, the international organizations that be, the powers that be, multilateral, agreements around the world, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. It used to be known as 16 days of activism against violence against women and children. It has been changed now to have the main word be gender-based violence. It kicks off not just in South Africa, but all over the world. You might have seen yesterday on the news all the different parts of society that were speaking up about gender-based violence, etc. So as much as the campaign is really geared towards just making sure that people understand how deep the issues are around, rape, domestic violence, aggression, all forms of abuse against specifically women and children, there have been calls for it to be actually called 365 days of activism. On Tuesday, at the Change Collective Africa, we spoke to a young lady who started 2 MPOs to deal with these issues. And it was just cool to see how right now you're going to hear a lot about different people's organizations, the different work that's going on, but also you're going to hear a lot of sentiment. And yesterday, JJ Tabani went on a full rant on ENCA, talking about calling men out, and it was quite deep. Just saying that basically, until men call each other out, these things are going to keep prevailing. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole theme around it. In South Africa, there are people who feel like 16 days of activism doesn't do anything. Mm. It's just a lot of talk. It's a lot of government, NGOs, NPOs, everybody shining themselves, but then the problems still prevail. So I don't know if that gives you a nice context. It does. But that's basically it.
Let me ask, what do we do in these 16 days?
So everyone does different things. Like at the Change Collective Africa, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but anyway, I'm going to talk about it. So we're going to release 16 videos as messages of hope to women in general, and also to women who might be experiencing whatever just is less than what they deserve, because essentially that's what abuse is. It's about accepting a treatment that you either know or don't know that you deserve. So what people like to do during this time is to speak about the issues, talk about rape, talk about abuse against women. And JJ brought up a very interesting sentence yesterday. He said, there are so many people who are going to say, but this whole thing just takes the country into a downward spiral. It makes everyone feel heavy. No one wants to talk about it. He was talking about people and there are people who feel that way, that why do we have to harp on about these things for so long? But essentially, what people do around this time is spread awareness, talk about the issues, highlight what we can do as ordinary citizens to create countries around the world that don't have such high GBV statistics. So the question is always, is awareness enough? What do we do to act? And I think whatever way anyone can feel that they can act, helping a woman to get out of a situation like that, helping children to get out of abusive homes, and getting those who have been through that, if it is possible, to share their stories as well, and to make sure that these terrible statistics come down from what they presently are. Because at present, I think it's every 3 hours, a woman is either raped or killed in our country. And I think it's a 1 in 3 or a 1 in 4 type of scenario where 1 in 4 women in South Africa in their lifetime will probably experience sexual molestation or rape or that type of thing. So in South Africa, we are unfortunately, even though the GBV numbers have come down, we are still the rape capital of the world. And those are things that, even if you don't like the concept of 16 days of activism, it at least gets us talking about it for a while.
Yeah. And also keep in mind, even though the numbers have gone down, people notice that nothing's happening in terms of they're not getting help, so they're not reporting it anymore. So that could also be a reason why.
Vanj, I heard a really harrowing story, and I brought it up in the interview on Tuesday. So last week, a guy was arrested because this woman he was dating at night, don't ask me what she was doing that night. I'm not there for that part. But but she goes to the fridge to get something to eat. I mean, she's hardly known this guy for a long period of time. Opens the fridge and finds female body parts in the fridge. In the fridge.
Wait, where is this?
I'm trying
In
to
the movies?
remember. No.
I'm just trying to
No.
establish like relevance here for us in terms of did someone script it? Is it scripted?
There was another rapist, I think where does he come from? But I think it's one of the Cape areas, one of the Cape provinces. So
Goosebumps though.
along the N2, he would pick up female hitchhikers and then he would drive them to a secluded area where he would basically, proceed to abuse them and rape them and that. I think he's just been given 7 life sentences, all running concurrently for what he had done. And they were saying that the sentiment was that we wish that more offenders can be prosecuted. But now we are finding that offenders in South Africa can be mayor.
Okay, jumping to our story. Convicted rapist re-elected
Did I link
as
you well?
mayor. Yes, you did. Very well. So convicted rapist re-elected as mayor. This is not okay. So if you guys want to follow at Citizen Carly, it's an Instagram page. She's the political, what she has an issue with, basically, with everything. And she mentioned this whole thing as this is not okay. And that's why this is not okay was trending. Okay. So in the, how do you say this, Kana land? Kana land. In the Kana land municipality, Jeffrey Donson, a member of ICOSA, in coalition with the ANC, has been re-elected as mayor. Donson is a convicted child rapist. In 2008, Donson was found guilty of statutory rape and indecent assault while he was mayor in 2008. He raped a 15-year-old in 2004, and after being sentenced to 5 years of prison, his sentence was reduced to a 2,000 rand fine. 20,000 rand fine, sorry. And rehabilitation program for sex offenders. As a South African, we cannot be okay with this. We should not be okay with accepting government's empty promises. South Africa needs leaders. Okay, then she just goes on about why this is not okay. So, gender-based violence, you're saying we're just going to hear government.
Guys.
This is government, right? 2004 and 2008, he was found guilty. It's not those cases of there's not enough evidence, there's not this, there's not that. He was found
convicted,
guilty.
yeah.
He was convicted. He is now mayor yet again. We fighting 16 days gender-based violence. What is your thoughts on this?
I just wanted to ask for some more background. So he's never served any jail time. He
It
literally
was
just paid
reduced to that 20.
to the fine. He just paid the money which he
And
already
he was
had
let
in his
go.
account, and then he just let go. Okay. Just for
So
context.
I find it, the party ICOSA, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. The party is called ICOSA.
Yeah.
They are now saying, no, this information came out because there's all this ill feeling about the success of the party. Because now also the deputy now has also been implicated in the misconduct when he was a teacher with a pupil who he says he didn't know she was underage at the time.
A pupil.
Yeah.
He didn't know she was underage.
And he's the teacher.
Hey, moving along.
You're just asking questions for us, for a friend that asked.
I am, and I shouldn't be, lightly paraphrasing the story, but it's got something to do with that. I'm not sure if the case with the teaching and the case with the 15-year-old is the same. But anyway, so the party is saying this information is coming out basically because people don't like the fact that the party won, and that so it's almost like a scandal.
They have an issue with the story coming out, but the story is true.
Yes. So
what
now,
difference does it make?
Exactly. So and then they said, we believe in restorative justice, whereby if people have paid their dues, they have suffered the
20,000
consequence.
rand.
Which is why I'd asked.
I'm just telling what,
I know,
what
but
they said.
we just...
I'm just telling
Like,
you
our
guys what
thoughts
they
is
said.
just rolling here because for me,
it's angering, right?
Yes.
It's deeply angering. So they this is the stance that they take. We believe in restorative justice. The people of that area have spoken. Democracy has happened. This is what the people want. So I was saying, but surely South Africa, I'm not saying you can't restore people from the worst that they have done. I'm not saying that people can't change. What I
there
am
needs to
saying
be
is
job roles.
there needs to be a serious thing about if you have been convicted of a particular kind of crime, yes, you can do other things in society, but you can't run for mayor.
You can't.
I'm
So-
sorry, you can't run for mayor because there are people who really do mean to change and to do well, but there are people who will abuse that system to come back and further abuse other
Wolf in
people.
sheep's clothing. But for me personally, I think it's the financial industry, the accountants and all that. If you have committed fraud or something and you get convicted, you can never go back into that industry, but you can do something else. Why? Because you'd like to prevent something. And yes, people change. I'm all for restorative justice, but
There's certain job roles.
yeah, but in anything in life, there needs to be a balance, there needs to be caution or wisdom that is used in doing certain things. So so it's okay now for a convicted pedophile to go and just be a teacher. I'm just saying.
But that's what they do. If you become a teacher, you first need to check their background information. I mean, even as something as small as, not small, but a Sunday school teacher.
Yes.
You have to apply and you need to give me your ID number and I need to see that there's no cases against you for anything with kids. Because obviously, whether you're restored or not, there is temptation on
Yes.
Jesus was tempted. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What makes this man all of a sudden be so restored that he's ready to take on the thing? I'm not saying that he hasn't done, like he's been doing it since he has been convicted. Yes, maybe he could have found the right way and whatnot, but it does not take away that there are certain standards of somebody that represents whether a nation,
Because that
whether
tells me
a
that's what the party is
community,
for.
whether a... Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you represent something, you need to think about all the people under you and who you're representing.
But surely you can, I don't know, if you want to go and lead a program that restores other men from this thing, you should be allowed to then start an
I
NPO
was about
that
to
works
say.
with men on this issue of, of gender-based violence. Surely there are other ways that you can serve the community. My issue is that to just ascend to a level of power, knowing this type of issue, especially in a country where femicide is a crisis. Femicide is a crisis in our country. It's not like this is a reality that we're not aware of, or it's an outlier. This is the reality of women in our country. This is the reality of children in our country. And I just think that we need to lead by example by saying, yes, restorative justice is right. But the position of mayor should be, for example, to become a lawyer. There are certain rules that, look, you can work and
Can't
do
drink and
things
drive.
that you can empower the nation, you can whatever in your way in society. But as a lawyer, you can't have cases against you. You can't be convicted of something and then just come stand in front of a judge again. It's highly serious. And the thing is, I feel, again, here I am with my mirror to South Africa. There are many things that our government, the spec, our government has condoned certain things, even within the ANC, and that kind of leadership thinking that we're going to let people get away with anything. It's like it's trickled down into the psyche of everybody else, that no matter what I did, I can just jump in wherever I feel. Mayor, guys, mayor is a serious role.
And also, there's two sides to the spectrum. First of all, he should have never been allowed a position there in the first place,
Yes.
from the party side and from government side. However, the society needs to check themselves as well, because they did vote. I mean, when we're voting now, let's say PA, Action SA, whatever, what do you see when you see Action SA? You see Herman Mashaba. What do you see when you see PA? You see Gayton McKenzie. So what I'm saying is that if you vote for that candidate, or you see Ashley Sauls, when you vote for that party, you are in turn, you voting for the person you see, because those are
The characteristics.
yes, that you are condoning. So society does need to check themselves as well. What is it that you want? I mean, I'm a mother of 2 daughters. I would never vote for someone like that, because what if it was my daughters? What if my daughters get to that age and they are faced with a situation? Because what we're saying is it's okay to do those things, because you know what, you can be restored.
Yeah, it opens
it's
up
okay.
those doors.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can still go on with your life. There's not really consequences to what you're going to do here. Yeah, there's going to be a few consequences, but guess what? You can be restored. And yes, we can be restored. But not that, condoning that is incorrect. What can he go do? Let him do something else. Let him
You
go
do something else for real.
Wasn't Gayton McKenzie, he did serve jail time, hey? I remember. He had...
not sure. Yeah.
He did, nah? So I think maybe what South Africa needs to do is, when we're having municipal elections, if you've been convicted of anything, you need to be open with the community and you need to speak about these things. But also, there needs to be rules whereby there are crimes that if you did commit those crimes, yes, you can ascend to whatever under a certain, maybe there are like supervision around you of some sort, or there's a process or a committee that you always have to account to, something like that. But to just have power alone, if you have, you know, so we need to be clear more about those rules, about
That's
what are
what
the
Carly
rules
says
are.
as well.
Yes.
Carly says we need to put rules in place when trying to get these job roles. Then she also says she feels that ANC carries a lot of the thing because they're in collision. So for them as a government, she feels that they need to prevent this from happening and cut ties with him as a whole. In terms of, let's not do this, let's cancel our plans together, and be the first voice to say,
No.
let's not allow this.
And can't he serve in the party but just not be mayor? Are you telling me there was nobody else in ICOSA? If you guys are such an amazing party, surely he can serve in the party, but he can't be mayor. I'm just saying. I'm asking for a
For a
friend.
friend. Your favorite.
No, and deeply serious. Like, there are some issues that can be, you know, jumped around about. But this one, not when so many women are living this trauma every day. You know, it's a big one.
So, yeah, guys. So, on the whole case of gender-based violence, so we've got a comment here from Ma Joan Hendricks. Welcome. So, Ma's jumping the gun a little bit here for me, because this is something that I did want to bring up. But she says, what about men who's in abusive relationships, and then also the system fails the victims? So before we answer that,
We'll go on with the thing and
Yeah.
then just jump into it.
and then I'll come back to that. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to, from that, so you said this is not just a South African thing, it's a whole international gender, global. So someone jumped on the boat, famous model from Victoria's Secret, Bridget Malcolm, jumped on the boat, and obviously Victoria's Secret no longer exists. So that's why she's being open, and people are saying, why wait until so long? And basically, she comes out with this whole article and interview that as a Victoria model, she started at the age of 15 or 13, if I'm not mistaken. And to stay skinny, their agent, they were forced to sleep with men to lose the weight.
Sorry?
And
What?
this is Victoria's Secret. And from her article, other models have been coming out and said, yes, it is. So Victoria's Secret model speaks out on being underage and forced to do cocaine and have sex to lose weight.
So
Sorry, guys.
So the whole article is explaining how the agency works.
but I just need to know, like, medically, scientifically.
Me too.
Like,
I'm
I
like,
need to.
wait, so
She
sis
was
helps
told
you lose
just
weight?
have
Like,
So
lots
I
of
know there
sex.
was a study. I know that there was a study that says it keeps your heart rate and all of that in place. I'm not sure about the weight though. So I'm like, what is the connection? I'm trying to
maybe
it's
someone
not
in the
working.
comments can help us.
Yeah.
There
there.
is something with thing because I don't know the proper terms, but
Yeah.
what's those things you release?
The endorphins.
So when you exercise, you lose those as well, and that's why when you exercise, you feel a certain way,
Yeah,
and
endorphins.
in that and it's the same. It gives the same effect.
Right.
So they were forced to then do cocaine and sleep with men. So they were basically behind the scenes, like
So they couldn't just
prostitutes.
exercise. They couldn't just exercise. I mean, I'm just saying they couldn't just take a slimming tablet.
No.
I'm just really trying to figure out the logic.
Because it's quite
Behind-
extreme.
Yeah, like either that or it's just a sex syndicate that was behind it. I mean, what was the thing with I almost said a different name now and I caught myself. Harvey Weinstein. It was the same concept.
Jeffrey Epstein as well.
Yeah, is it Harvey Weinstein?
Yes.
Or is it the names? I'm just.
Are you talking about
one of the big shot Hollywood guys? One
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them. I'm not sure if I'm saying the right name. Excuse me if it's not you. But yeah, yeah.
It was Harvey. There was Harvey Weinstein, and then
yes.
there was also Jeffrey Epstein, who was
Yes.
running his own weird.
Yeah, I think it was more Jeffrey Epstein that Harvey Weinstein did the whole thing because he was in the movie industry and all
Yes.
of that. But the Jeffrey Epstein one was where he actually had a syndicate and they had
recruited girls.
recruited girls and and they had government senators and everyone involved.
Isn't that on
in that.
Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
I watched
So,
it.
so well, it's nice to say to lose weight and all of that, but if you have got this reservoir of beautiful women and young girls,
So we're using them.
yeah.
So let me read a section of the thing that she says. She says, by the age of 18, I'd lived in 3 countries alone. I traveled to all countries except Antarctica. I've been groomed by so much older men. I've been sexually assaulted multiple times. I've been told to do cocaine to lose weight by my agent, been told weekly and I've been under a lot of pressure to lose the weight by my agencies. So she goes in detail, but that's just the section that's blocked out, that this is done by the specific agency. So we go back to, we spoke about the mayor now and where he stands. Now we go to innocent girls who have this dream. I want to be a model. I mean, Victoria's Secret stage. Every model on earth, you've only made it once you've been on the Victoria model stage. And I know many models that dropped out of modeling when Victoria's Secret ended, because then what now? What you working towards? You know what I'm saying? You now no longer, because that was like the CEO of modeling. So what's your take on that? This is what men... Is it the fact that, should we say men can't have agencies? Or what do you feel?
So this agent was a male.
The agency is owned by a male, yes.
So clearly, if that kind of advice was given to her, surely it was given
To all the girls, yeah.
to
So
many
since
others.
15 to 18.
I wouldn't say that males are not allowed to. I mean, we live in a very tricky time because males are males and males could be transgender, males could be, it's we live in a very, bees are birds and bees, and we live in a very
Fluid.
yes time. So
Yeah.
you cannot come out and say no, men are not allowed to. But I would say that there should be standards in place. The same thing with the story just that we were speaking about just now. They're going in together, but are there standards in place? Is there criteria? And then also, I think parents, to a large part, do play a role as well to educate our children to say this is wrong, and if that's what the industry requires, it needs to come out into the open.
And that's why she's saying, everybody's saying, why are you waiting? You've already gotten all your fame. The organization no longer exists. Why did you wait until now? And she just went off and said, even though it's late, she knows about girls that it's still happening to. And if she doesn't speak up first, and that's what happened. After she spoke up, it became a ripple effect where others then started speaking up about it.
And if one person speaks up, other people get the courage to actually say something, because a lot of the times in these industries or in situations like that, there's always the abuser, because that is an abusive situation.
And it's underage.
Yeah, it's just done in a professional way, if you can put it that way. But
You're getting paid to be abused.
You're getting paid to be abused. But what happens there is that these girls or people that are in those situations usually get put into a corner that it's if you tell this is going to happen, you signed a clause, you signed this, you signed that. But a lot of what is happening is bridging any kind of contract, because that is illegal. You can't say that. And cocaine, the use of cocaine, I mean, come on, really, guys? How is that okay? And have our parents, when as a parent, you want your child to be happy, and you want your child to do what they dream of doing and all of that. But also, do we have open relationships with our children to say, okay, fine, look, if this is wrong, this is morally incorrect. Do we place those moral standards in place for our kids? Because our moral standards don't just fall out the air. We have to instill them into our kids. So is there open relationship to say you must talk when something is wrong, when something isn't
jumping
right?
in there, I'm thinking of the R. Kelly case, how those parents knew what's happening but kept their mouths shut for the money.
Back to the moral decay.
So there is a point where parents, I mean, when something's up with your child. I mean, I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and when they're having an off day, there's an off day at that age. What's still about a teenager?
Yeah.
So Ma came through to say that studies have shown that having sex can burn us almost as many calories as a quick jog. So apparently it's very effective. But guys, please, in the right confines. I'm just saying, like,
Thank you, Ma.
Thanks, Ma, for the advice.
Thanks, Ma.
However, with the disclaimer here is that, guys, when we do these things, and like we said, I don't like to exercise. So this one works for me, but not for everyone. It's not for everyone, guys. Know your time.
Yeah, but then, I'd say it is. We need to look as parents, because as parents, we have to protect our kids, and we can only do it until a certain point.
Yeah.
But guard and protect your child until that point, because I mean, if my child is living alone from 15 in every different city,
And that's still a child.
I'm paying for a nanny to go with you everywhere or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Accomplish your dreams, but then let's all go ahead and do it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the undertone of sexual favor or favors within the entertainment industry is so deeply entrenched.
It's bad.
I was once told in the entertainment sphere, and I mean, how old was I? I was like in my early 20s. One of the producers was saying to me, completely off the record, was saying to me that because you have such your moral code is so strong, it's going to take you very long to ascend to the heights of some of the other it girls in the industry. And I looked and I was like, what do you mean? And he didn't even finish his sentence about what he meant. So he wasn't advocating for me to do that. He was just saying
it's,
if they are, as a woman, if you're always going to be the one saying, no, sorry, I don't operate like that. No, so there are others who sadly are or
operating
might
like that.
operate in that sphere or go into that. And it, as much as it's deeply disturbing, I think it's important that if you're a parent, you've got to make sure that you raise kids that are able to say, random example. I don't know if you guys watch The Office. It's like an old show.
Yeah.
So there's this one guy who the president of that particular department had basically implied, if you do me a sexual favor, then I'll make you vice president. And he was falling into it until he got to a point where he realized that, but I don't want to get the job like that. So I think it's important to arm our daughters and our girls to say, there's a way I want to get this and there's a way that I don't. Even if it is my whole dream on steroids, but a man is saying, do it this way. I'm rather going to take the long route. And it's so unpopular to say these things. I once hosted a pageant at a university a couple of years ago. And on stage, the question to the one participant was, do you think the blesser culture, at that time it was called blessers, the blesser culture should be criminalized or should be tantamount to prostitution or something like that, right? So I did not comment on that. I just, after she answered her thing and whatever, so all the other varsity students were there, and there were a lot of females there, and I said, okay, are there any women who are, gonna go for it themselves and who are not gonna go into blesser culture? I'm thinking the whole room is going to be
Yeah.
like, yes, girl power. Half of the room was clapping, and the other half of the room just literally stared at me like this. And in that moment, I realized there are ladies here whose fees are probably being paid by some of those guys. And for the first time, I realized that it's divisive even among us as women. When we speak about women who might have gone that route to get the things that they want and who are now in positions of power, when you speak up like that about these type of things, they immediately
Step
back because they know the things
they
that
got there.
you know. So it's such a touchy subject, but I truly feel that it's important that we teach young girls who are going into scenarios like entertainment or anything like that, try to get it as much as you can by merit.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I just wanted to make it earlier on when you were speaking about the whole girl opening up the fridge and all of that, and with the body parts and all of that, and now this. I asked you, is it in a movie? The reality is, it's happening right here, right in our country, right between our under our noses, and if even in the industry right here these things are happening. So it's important to think. I think a lot of people, and I include myself in that, a lot of people do think that oh no, this just happens there, this just happens in the States, this just happens, it doesn't happen here by us.
Doesn't hit home.
Yeah, it doesn't hit home. And it does, which is why it's so important we do speak to our children about it, which is why it's so important that we have Gab Fest. We speak about these things, because I think a lot of times women are pressured, young girls are pressured, because they do have aspirations, but they don't have a way of getting there. And now there's this person that's presenting this, not the way that they thought it would be, but I mean, if only. But people don't understand the consequences of what that entails, those little gestures, sexual gestures and all of that, to pay it forward, like
But sorry, can I also say that I think what are they called now? Because now we don't thingy the blessers anymore. We mention the girls, slay queens.
slay queens.
They say now the term is used, slay queens. Oh no, she's a slay queen. And when someone says, oh no, she's a slay queen, we automatically know what the term means. The term means she's
The
with
connotations,
she's with an older man. Sorry to say this, but generally it is a foreigner or something like that, whether white or black, it's always a foreigner or something like that. And it has become, on Instagram, slay queens have been killing the game, unfortunately. And they make it look like a lifestyle of pleasure, a lifestyle of, I can do whatever I want, I don't have to work, but they're eating at the best restaurants. They're wearing the nicest clothes. They're wearing the most legit weaves that's sitting at your knees. Their makeup is on point. They're using the best makeup. Everything is so put well in place. The young girls who have their own rental space, or you know what I'm trying to say, they're not living at home. But what has it done on Instagram and stuff to make it look like I want that? And that's how they got it. Because when you look at other people that do work their 8 to 5 and they're constantly going for it, their lifestyle doesn't look as glamorous.
You don't have time to look like that.
But
because,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it puts this, when you speak to younger girls, now from personal experience, when you speak to younger girls, they say, but we're working for money to live this lifestyle. But if I can get it like this,
It's easier.
I cut everything and I'm living like this from a younger age. So any advice to girls who think like that, or who is considering a lifestyle like that?
I would say that we are making it easier for those individuals to cheapen us. And so many times on Twitter, this is what I've noticed, Vanj, for every girl who walks into that life, there is something that made her feel less than. There's a void somewhere for value or worth.
Yeah.
Either it's a guy who rejected her somewhere and now she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I want to do when I want. I'm gonna use who I want to use. It's this thing of control. I don't want anybody to hurt me, so I am equally going to go into a transactional relationship so that I can gain my sense of worth with how much control I have. And Anka, you said it so well that you may not feel the consequences now, but they are going to come, because along that process of you gaining the clothes, you gaining the hair, you gaining the prestige, you gaining all of that, but you are losing time. You are losing time to find a authentic, real relationship that builds. And then women like to say, no, but these men are this, these men are that, and you don't know what I've been through and you don't know what I've experienced. 10 years down the line, you're going to see some of your friends in those real, authentic relationships that you said do not exist. And those very girls who back then you were laughing at them, yeah, your nails are not done, your this is not done, your that's not done. So I would just say, if you can't see the immediate picture, please think about the long-term impact of it, because they are parts of yourself that you are losing,
Giving away.
and that you are giving away. So I would plead with my daughter, I'd plead with my sister. Yo, I'm pleading with my friends, man. So I'm just, it's one of those things. It's hard, especially when it's a young woman that you love, So, oh man, I would literally just grab you and hug you,
For me personally, on that specific situation, it's always, for me, the emotional consequences in the long run is a much higher price to pay, because material things come and go. How many times do you have to do your nails in a month for it to stay maintained?
Twice.
And it comes and it goes. My point is, it grows out. Your hair needs to be constantly maintained. All these type of things, and those are all material things that you can add on. But your emotional stability and health of your emotional and mental state is a higher price to pay in the long run, because now you have to deal with issues that you didn't have to deal with in the first place. And these things usually go on for years for some of these ladies, and that's an influx of an accumulation of emotions and undealt with feelings and stuff that now needs to be done. Now something that wasn't broken that much is now completely broken and needs to be rebuilt. I just wanted to touch on Ma's comment where she was saying, what about the men?
Don't you think we should maybe jump on it next week, because time has been up for the past 10 minutes already. So I don't think, remember like last week we said it won't give the juice with the previous, won't do justice, and it will just sound like something brushed off. So if you guys would like
us to continue
on that, and we'll do it from the male perspective, because many a times there are women that is on the end of abuse, but because men are ashamed, they do not go and share. It's not known. If a girl you just do this tomorrow, not even tomorrow, 5 seconds, it has become a let's share it on Instagram so that everybody can cancel. Men don't do that, because there's a side of I'm wearing the pants, there's a side of authority, there's that manlywood that you take away when you do that. So I think let's touch on that as a whole topic
for next
week, as we did for the woman. I think it's fair enough to say let's do it from a male perspective as well, and give it enough juice, because that was supposed to be our next topic, but because of time, unfortunately, we did not stick to time today, as usual.
But we had fun.
So we will start off with that next week, the same way we always roll out at least one topic. Are you okay with that, Anks?
I am. It's just for our viewers, especially Ma and the other people that were watching, that we do look at your comments and we do try to get to them. However, we are on a time schedule here, but it was fun. I think for us it's important to speak about these topics that are elements to women and all of that, and do affect us, but that we do justice on our topics and expand and just have fun with it.
But at the end of the day, still from the other perspective, you're still helping women, because now we help you if you in that situation where you are abusing your partner.
And I think a lot of times we don't realize this, and that's also where we come in and we just give our opinions and our thoughts behind that. Jess?
Guys, all I want to say is that, we've spoken about some light stuff and we've spoken about some heavy stuff today. So if we say, we had fun, please do not assume that in any way we take the heavy stuff lightly.
Not at
We're
all.
going to bring you guys everything. The heavy, the light, the happy, the sad, the oh my word, the OMG. We'll bring you everything, and we'll always try to treat it with as much respect as possible. However, I love the Gab Fest. I love being here. I love you guys. And I'm sad that our time is gone. So
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Next week, yes. So thank you so much for joining the Gab Fest. We are definitely taking note of comments that we didn't get to, and we'll most definitely do a part 2 for those comments. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks yet again to Joan for giving us the opportunity. Us as the 3 ladies here, we are so growing closer. We enjoying the topics in areas of our lives, even after the show when we speak. It's such a nice thing, and we're loving it. So we're thankful for the opportunity to have the Gab Fest. And we hope to see you next week. Love you lots. Ciao.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
In the shadows, as I look upon my life, in the shadows, there's a passion inside. Heaven knows I'm living my dreams. As I look upon my life, in the shadows, there's a passion inside.